On this episode with Dan on the Street, it's a roundtable discussion about Season 1 and a preview of Season 2 with our host, Dan Ryan, Grace's very own Cathy Delpriore, and Vinny Bonomi, along with Gotham Trinity's very own Todd, Bivona, and Miguel Mendoza. Next on Dan on the Street.
We're about to meet Dan on the street, yeah. D-A-N, Dan on the street, yeah. Talking anything with Dan on the street, yeah. D-A-N, Dan on the street, yeah. 10314, just knock on Grace Foundation's door. If you really want to meet Dan on the street, yeah. Dan on the street.
Welcome to today's special edition of Dan on the Street. Joining us is Cathy Delpriore, Vinny Bonomi, Miguel Mendoza, Todd Bivona, our cast, crew, production team, everybody that's been part of this really special series. Joining us today, we want to share and talk a little bit about our experiences that we've shared throughout the course of Season 1, talk a little bit about Season 2 and what's coming next, and also just share a couple of our favorite memories and stories that have happened. So just leading off, sharing, for me, this was really special experience, being able to work with the special needs community, being able to understand and work with the ASD development team here at Grace, and understanding that we're able to provide and give meaningful jobs and careers and purpose to this entire group of people here. Grace, Cathy, what you're doing here is really unique, it's special, it's something that's diverse and it's different than anybody else that's doing. So let's talk a little bit about maybe remember that night when we were sitting, we were at Aunt Butchies, and we were talking about how we could do something unique and different with the participants of Grace, and that's really, it came from that inception out of your head.
Right, it started with Grace 314 after the pandemic and what we could do to enhance the quality of our participants. From that, we met Dan. Dan on the Street was just a natural, because you rhymed. No other reason. No, I'm only kidding. And from that, the participants grew and they got comfortable with the community, collaborations. We actually had 32 different interviews with our community. Amazing, and each time you could see our participants grow with confidence to talk and kind of just have this open dialogue. So to me, that's amazing, and what we bring away is Season 2 with Phil and Esmeralda with Season 2. So we're so excited to talk about Season 2 and know that we have so much more to give. So
I agree. I'm with you. I think the where we came from and where we are, it's remarkable how the participants have evolved and become active, participating, interacting with the guests. It's fabulous. It's great the way we've been.
Right. So the collaboration, we work with Staten Island Media Group and to put the word out there and to catch the attention of our Staten Island community. It's an easy sell. It's not even a sell. It's like, can you do this? Of course. It's like a no-brainer to come here, to get to know what the Grace Foundation's about, to get to know our participants, and to have that relationship moving forward. The comfort level is just incredible. So I want to thank everybody and Gotham Trinity for putting together production, and actually having someone like Phil and Esmeralda come for Season 2 and to work with us on another great season. Hey, Phil. is just really unbelievable. But there are a lot of different shows that I'd love to talk about that people just kind of set the bar, and like Mike from Techie Geek, let's talk about his.
It was a lot of fun.
Right.
He was fun and different. I mean, he lends himself to so many different things. I mean, look at his office in itself, right? I mean, his office is one of the most fun, dynamic, colorful, superhero-based, and it's just a great environment. And that's what he promotes, right? And he promotes that within his own employees and with those clients that he works with. He's just as fun in the office as he is when he comes to work with Cathy, when he comes in here with his crew, right? He's just as fun. So he was one of the first ones where we had this aha moment. And not really us, really. It was Miguel who really had a good time editing that episode together, right? Because you went to the cinematic mode. Right. Mike referenced no, you made the Thanos thing, right?
Yeah. He came through with the superhero references.
Right.
He went in the superhero mode where he was advertising his company, and that really eased up the process of spicing the video up and it really gives us ways to work with and, you know, go crazy with the edit and add little effects here and there and little transitions. Same thing with the jingle. In fact, the jingle that ET Studios produced for us for the show, it was really fun to be able to work with that and making the intro. It was a way to showcase, you know, all the little moments we had in Dan on the Street. Same thing with, for example, the animation, where we had little Dan's head popping from the
so cool.
subtitles.
That was so cool. When
Right.
when we had the first draft of that, and he did it once, and he didn't do it again after that, I came back with, well, where's the rest of the Dan head? I need to see Dan bouncing across the screen. Like it was absolutely brilliant. So yeah, if from a production perspective, I think the initial thought was we want to speak with the business community, right? But we want our participants to get to know the people in the business community. With Dan facilitating this, because Dan being so out there in the business community as part of SI Media Group, let's have the dialogue and let's see what happens. So I think season 1 touched on that. I think season 2, we're really going to take the show on the street. I think from a production perspective, we'll continue to do the 2 camera shoots, as many of you have probably when you watch the show. We'll keep it outside and keep it light and airy and fun, and have fun with little moments and institute some more personal photos and videos from our guests, because I think that's great too, is to get to know our community in addition to getting to know the participants. And I think the participants are going to take an active role behind the scenes. There'll be the Dayhab camera is going to pop up. We're going to have a little 2-box that he's established. It's going to look glorious.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so from a production side, it's been amazing to be a part of, and then to see the edit and what he's come up with.
Well, I think also too the participants themselves were really what, as co-hosts, made the series. Right, Grace in that episode of interviewing Mike was hilarious.
Yeah.
Like,
That was the moment where we said, aha.
Yeah.
and them being able to organically freestyle and understand that people have all different sorts of abilities and they're able to engage and interact with the community.
You know, and again, I think that's the biggest thing about this, is to show that these participants, you know, they have needs, likes, wants, and dislikes and things like all of us. They just happen to express it differently. And there was an example of someone expressing he loves his music and he just wanted to talk about music. He was like the heck with Dan on the Street. It's all about Vinny and it's about music. And it was, what was the songs he mentioned?
Oh, every classic, Billy Joel, Elton John.
Yeah.
He went on and on and on, and then he hit the Bangles, and I think he stumped Vinny. He was like, no, that's not in my
Right.
list of, greats,
Exactly.
but whatever, you know.
So, but I think that type of scene, that environment, going on the road, taking it really, truly on the street at St. George Theater was our first time, right?
It was our first time.
We were on the grounds, which we love our friends here at Seaview at the campus. Thank you very much, and all of our friends here. But I think St. George is what you're going to see a lot more in season 2. Season 2. We'll be on the street more, and we're going to have a little bit more dynamic. It's going to be more of a relaxed atmosphere. We're going to go, hopefully, to places where we're playing games or putting guests in positions that you wouldn't expect them, like people of authority, perhaps, or the ones that are normally suit and tie. Well, let's let their hair down a little bit with the participants. Maybe they're playing cornhole somewhere. Maybe they're playing a game somewhere. So while we had a great season 1, I think we can build upon and make it a little bit more fun, dynamic, and truly take Dan on the streets instead.
Right, after being able to go to St. George, and we did some really cool and dynamic things with going into Times Square, going to the stock exchange, and being able to see Cathy ring the bell at the end there. And none of that would have been possible without the DSPs, the staff here at Grace, Kat, everybody doing the coordination behind the scenes, being able to really work with us to make this happen. I mean, it was a massive undertaking, and being able to get all of these groups of people to kind of coordinate and move together and be able to actually create content in a modern way was awesome.
Yeah.
Right, and then we had our Times Square moment with our commercial introducing season 2, and we pulled up with the vans, and we had this incredible season 2 Empire moment. All the participants were there. It was a great day to introduce what we're doing and just to be out there. So it's something that, money can't buy, so to speak. And it's the feeling I feel, I don't know, for these participants and what we're doing is just, I can't even describe.
They were rock stars that day in
Right.
Times Square. They were, I mean, they really, They were awesome, and the people, the crowd that came around to be able to show their support and see what we were doing in Times Square it was a great feeling. For me, personally, walking down the street and having strangers walk up to me and ask how their kids could be part of this program because they have an autistic child or they're taking care of somebody with ASD, and being able to refer them over to Grace has been one of the coolest things. I mean, people walk up to me out of the blue. My family was on vacation in Long Beach Island, and some guy walked up to us at the sandbar. I was just like, "You're Dan on the street." I said, "Yes, I am." And he just walked away. He bought us a round of margaritas. And I was like, that was perfect, you know. But no, people literally, they come up, they ask like, how our kids have autism. How do we get them involved with Grace? And that's worth everything, right? That's why we're doing this.
Right.
So it's been really special, really unique. We're just happy and grateful that we have Empire coming in to sponsor season 2. We're able to continue the work and everything that we're doing, and we're going to have some fun. And obviously, it's going to be a little bit different this season. So, looking forward to it. But thank you guys for everything that you guys have done to be able to pull it together, and
Cathy, the creator, the visionary behind it all. We love all of our nonprofits on Staten Island. Many of us have a very similar mission, but I find it very unique where your mind has taken sharing what we're trying to do for the participants and increase the awareness and get more support to offer them more programs like this room that we're in right now, right? It's all because the why, that's the why, and now this is how it gets done. And rooms like this to have more programs, or you saw us record sometimes at the new barn that's outside now, or just the new concrete patio that's out there. It's all these little things, but it's because of putting yourself out there the way I feel like no one has before, with such a unique platform in such a unique way, using video, using production, using good editing tools, guests, a host, and collaborating with the community. It's really amazing what you've kind of created and thought of, and we really have a good time doing it.
And our founders, we have to talk about them. And they had this vision 22 years ago, and whatever their vision is, we try to keep up with that mission.
Sure.
And it's grown, maybe it's changed a little bit, but the mission has stayed the same, to enhance and educate and empower all those living with ASD. So I have to thank our founding members as well
for
giving me this opportunity to hopefully pass on their legacy.